show you the streets of Nigeria. Oluwasina, the first Iranian ever to step foot in Nigeria.
Right. 2 times this year as well, that's crazy. April, December.
That's why you're called Oluwasina now, bro.
Two white men died instantly.
Nigerian authorities say Anthony Joshua's car was speeding and lost control while overtaking, rammed into a stationary truck that was well parked on the side of the road.
But what did he see during that moment of impact? And what occurred in the direct aftermath? It's graphic, so we're not going to show any of those photos or video, but I will describe what AJ likely saw in those traumatic moments and discuss how experiencing and how witnessing a traumatic event like that could now possibly psychologically impact AJ.
Family, what's the word? We're back. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to review and react to some clips from a doctor. I think he might be a doctor, some type of doctor. But I spoke about this the other day. The things that Anthony Joshua experienced during that wild experience. Yeah. What he experienced, what he saw, what might have happened. Even how the car was traveling, down to the theories that people are saying happened around this situation. Blown tire, overtaking, speeding, and some more. Yeah. Anyways, let's get to the clips.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Roll my blunt and pass my lighter. Lit pop shit, get higher. I'm the hottest, call me fire. Rock out, jump up, live my life up.
Now, this first clip, he's going to speak about how everything happened. He's going to show a diagram of where they were seated, where the brunt of the damage happened, and things like that. It's really hard to believe a lot of this stuff just for the simple fact that when this guy speaks, you will hear him say how gruesome it allegedly was. And there's a shot with Anthony looking at the seat like he's like, where's my homeboy? But where was Anthony Joshua when these people were getting taken out of the cars? And if it was so gruesome, why don't we see any signs of things that happen, things that happen when scenes are as such? Yeah, I am so tongue-tied. Anyways, let's get to the clip.
And clip the steel reinforcement of the trailer on the tractor. So sadly, the 2 passengers that were sitting on the right side of the vehicle got taken out. However, AJ and the driver only suffered minor injuries because their side of the vehicle was not directly hit by the trailer of the tractor trailer. Initially, when I saw the footage, like you probably were, I was maybe a little confused. It was like, wait, there's 2 of his friends died in the accident. Where are they?
Let them take you out of here.
Because the footage that most of us all saw on social media was just AJ sitting in a crumpled vehicle and then slowly being helped out of the crumpled vehicle.
Like I just stated before, y'all, my first thought was, where is the signs of it being gruesome? Where are the signs at? Especially with the way they were speaking about how certain things happen to people's thoughts and stuff like that, wink wink. But where were the signs of it? This dude only had a few specks on him. And what was so crazy is a lot of people are so thrown off about the fact that he didn't have a shirt on. And I'm sitting there like, what's the big deal? But then I started thinking like, you know what? Okay, he didn't have a shirt on. And the only speck of anything he had on him was very minor. Was that a slap in the face or... that's what really made me think about this situation being staged. I'll put it like that.
We were told 2 of his friends passed away in that vehicle, But there was no sign of them at all. There was no indication that they were even sat there. Where were they? Were they both transported to the hospital earlier? Is that what happened? So where were his two friends? They were sadly ejected from the vehicle. They apparently cut out that part of the footage that you likely saw in order to post it on social media. And that's why some people were talking about what actually happened, because they happened to get a hold of the really gruesome actual full-length footage of that event.
This is my thing. They hit a stationary object and you see the car crumbled. I understand physics, inertia, velocity, momentum. I understand all of these things, even implosion. But how can a backseat passenger get ejected like that? You literally have to be thrown over the front seat to exit through the windshield. But this is a thing too. If it was imploded, how did that happen? Okay, it happened. Where was the evidence that it happened? Where were the red signs that glass had been broken on a person, skin broken, and things like that? Y'all get where I'm going with it. I just don't think a lot of this stuff adds up because of the lack of stuff that's not shown in the video that should be on the car. Let's start there.
So to tell you what happened, both friends were apparently ejected from the vehicle because they were apparently not wearing their seatbelts, because if they were, they probably would be still strapped in. They may not have survived it, but they would still be strapped in, for what that's worth. Especially that front passenger would not have survived, but that back passenger right next to AJ, it's possible he may have survived, because we don't know for sure, because we don't know how that back passenger passed away. Was it getting thrown from the vehicle at a high rate of speed that caused him to pass away? Or was it something involving the tractor trailer carving through that right side of that SUV? What we saw is one of AJ's friends with blunt force decapitation laying on his back on the side of the road next to the SUV.
Now, I want to say this. Blunt force decapitation. Arteries, your neck, the neck area up to the cranium, the vertebrae, the top of your spine and stuff like that. Forgive me for saying this, but it just doesn't sit right with me. Not whatsoever. I could see the decapitation happening. I could see that being a thing. But what obstruct... I'm trying to stay monetized, but I can't get past the fact that there should be more signs of what happened in the truck. And if it was that gruesome, how did this dude only have a speck on him, Anthony Joshua? And with him only having that speck, it looks like some glass or something hit. Now, could have something came through that windshield and did something to that first drive, to the front seat passenger, for sure. You can't deny that whatsoever. But as far as a back seat passenger being ejected or something like that, I'm just not feeling it. I was watching a video of Nino Brown, and they said that bro retired. And I'm kind of not surprised, because I felt in my heart that it was designed this way. And it's allegedly, but they say his career grossed over 200,000. This last fight, 33rd fight, grossed half that, and then the numbers around it make sense.
So it seems obvious that the corner of that truck went directly into that one friend specifically. The other friend, who was sitting right next to AJ, was also thrown from the vehicle. We're not exactly sure of the cause of death of that second friend, but there could be just the crushing of being thrown out of a vehicle at a very high rate of speed, which could have crushed key organs, especially the brain. So I think the question is in this, what did AJ see and what did he experience? And so I think AJ first experienced their vehicle starting to go out of control. As soon as their vehicle hit the trailer of the tractor trailer, the vehicle itself would become even more out of control and really start to slow down. The fact that it didn't appear that AJ AJ was wearing his seatbelt. And also, since AJ's friends weren't wearing a seatbelt, it makes sense that AJ wasn't wearing a seatbelt either. So in that sudden moment of impact, AJ was likely thrown forward and was bracing himself and closing his eyes because there was likely a lot of things going towards him and debris coming at him that would get into his eyes. So naturally, we close our eyes in those circumstances. Since he was thrown forward with everything suddenly happening all at once, he likely did not see his friends get ejected from the vehicle. However, with that said, if AJ was looking forward, he likely saw what was going to happen to that front passenger and probably everyone in that right side of that vehicle. And then as he jolts forward, he experiences the whole right side of the vehicle being torn off with all the ancillary debris that was hitting him, and then as well seeing suddenly much more sunlight that's coming into the vehicle. He probably knew quite quickly that they were sadly doomed. Also, there was a lot of people that pulled over, and there were a lot of people on the side of the road that came from their houses that were around that area that probably told AJ that they all sadly passed.
We're gonna end it right there. No matter if it was by design or what, I really feel sorry for dude. And I kind of be feeling sorry for a lot of these people because allegedly in certain fields of work, you have to give to receive. And a lot of these people know that. And they still sign up for the program. But for this to be a person's last fight, the numerics around it is not sitting right. It's not sitting right whatsoever. And then when I heard Nino Brown, like I said before, he stated that bro career grossed over around 200 million. And just to think that he made this in one fight, come on, man. Go check out Nino's video because he says that Anthony Joshua was forced to retire, allegedly. But thanks for being here. Make sure you guys like the video. It was a short one. I'll get back to the longer content. I'm out. Peace.